And in this situation, the prehistoric man, through the energy, would have enough strength to pick up a boulder, which in normal circumstances he couldn't even budge, pick up the boulder and brain this big, long-toothed pussycat. Either that, or have enough strength to outrun the beast, or even leap up 10 feet into a tree, where the other saber-toothed tiger is waiting. But by doing all this, you see, they get rid of their energy. In our society, what's actually happening, we don't know how to get rid of the energy. You're sitting in your office, and your boss comes in. And he's very demeanor, he's very style, whatever it might be. He will put you in stress, slight stress. He'll just look at you and go, you. And immediately, you become stressful inside. You're thinking, why me? What does he want? What have I done? And if he calls you by your surname, you're really in stress. And what is actually happening now, your heart starts to beat, your pressure goes up, your blood pressure goes up, there's blood zooming through your heart, more oxygen through to the brain, your whole body is filling up with adrenaline. Pure energy whipping around. Your legs are beginning to get tight, muscles tighten up, you're beginning to sweat. This adrenaline is just pumping, pumping, and pumping, around and round and round. And what you should do is run away or pick up a chair and brain the bastard. But we don't. All that energy just keeps on churning and churning around and around and around. Turns to sugar and fat, which causes extraordinary damage to the system. And we don't even continue in that stress. You sit there, you take all these recriminations from the boss, whatever it might be, and then you start to recriminate against yourself. You start to accuse yourself of being a weakling. What the hell did I take that? Who the hell does he think he is? For Christ's sake. I'm not here to listen to that crap. Why don't I stick your job up your arse? He's down the corridor by now, but you're going through it. And not only that, you still have the stress, but you pass the stress on to other people, sympathetic people. Your secretary will say, can I help you? Piss off, you! What? You bloody bimbo, go back here, typist! You get in your car, you're driving home, some totally innocent pedestrian on a pedestrian crossing, walking to Talk about stress. I mean, how stressful it is for a child to sit in a pushchair. You ever watch them in pushchairs? They're zonked with stress. They're on that level of exhaust pipes, pumping lead and carbon monoxide into them. Have you ever watched a mother with a pushchair across the road? Have you? What goes into the road first? Have you ever, at any time, seen a mother come to a crossing and back out into the road? They don't do that. The child is a test pilot for the safety of the road. What's going on? The kid is there, which means there's a truck coming. But... My mother, when I was a child, my mother used to discipline me through my absent father. I don't mean he was absent, he was just at work. She would say, don't do that. Don't do that. If Daddy saw you do that, Daddy would be very, 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 very angry. Daddy does not like that. Do not talk to Mommy like that. Daddy would not like it. It doesn't matter what way Daddy talks to Mommy, you don't talk to Mommy like that. Daddy would be very angry with you and he'd beat your bottom. No, you cannot have another sweet. Daddy says too many sweets are bad for you. I personally would let you have another one, but Daddy says no. Daddy says they're bad for the teeth, and worms will grow in your tummy and come out and eat the sweet shop. No, Daddy will not play piggybacks with you when he comes home. Daddy will be very tired, and you know what Daddy's like when he's tired? He gets very angry. And if he's very angry, he'll probably stop your pocket money and lock you in the cellar. Oh, my father knew nothing about this. He loved me. I think he loved me. He'd come home and go, hello, David, give us a kiss. Ah, I was gone. I was behind my mother. My father said, what's the matter with him? No idea. He's obviously frightened of you. He didn't know it, but he was a monster. It's extraordinary how we put things on people. I mean, what about the mythology we teach the children? The mythology of the wicked witches. I mean, what about that for stress? Oh, the bogeyman. I mean, we actually say this to people we love. A bogeyman. The Sandman. Who is this lunatic? The Sandman. My parents used to say, the Sandman is coming. Who? The Sandman, it's time to go to bed, because the Sandman's going to come along and sprinkle sand in your eyes and you'll go to sleep. Would you sleep? Is there any adult in the world would sleep in a house knowing there's a bloody lunatic walking around with a bag of sand? He's going to let you have 2 handfuls in the eyes when he gets you. The great, long, red-legged scissor man. What about him, who cuts off your thumbs and puts them in a bag? We had the humpty-backed leprechaun, for Christ's sake. Who'll put you in a sack and take you to live beneath the hawthorn tree. Jesus, I used to lie in bed like a... I'd wet the bed. My mother would come in and say, why? Look, you wet the bed. I'm going to tie a knot in that. That's what I'm going to do. Why did you wet the bed? Why didn't you get up and go to the lavatory? I'm going, the Sandman, and she goes, you are so silly. You're so silly. You are so stupid. There is no such thing as a Sandman. Or a long red-legged scissor, or a humpty-backed leprechaun. There's no... But you said there were. I know I said there were, but I was only telling you things so you would have something to think about when you went to sleep. And even if they did exist, do you actually think that Mummy would allow any of these things to get near her little boy? Now I'm going to clean you up. I'm going to clean the bed up and put on nice pajamas. And please, now go to sleep. Otherwise I'll have to phone the police and they'll take you away and put you in a cell. School was quite terrifying, too, the first time I could go to school. There's another. My father said to me, there'll be a boy in a school who'll want to hit you. First day in school, somebody will want to hit you. Now, that is a school bully. Now, all school bullies are cowards. And he'll only hit you if he thinks that you're frightened of him. So if you hit him first, he will run away. I was expelled in 2 weeks for being a school bully. Every new kid who came on used to beat the shit out of him. Do you actually know the most stressful place for the average person is the home? You'd actually think, in reality, that the home is the one place where you're safe from the tribulations of life. But it's the opposite. All even kind of petty incidents take on their own life in their own home. Now, I had 2 brothers who snored. Now, if people don't know about snoring, that's okay, but anybody who knows and lives with a snorer knows exactly how stressful it is. It is extraordinary. Extraordinary thing about snorers, snorers never have any trouble going to sleep. There is no such thing as an insomniac snorer. They get into bed, good night, gone. Now, it takes me probably 30 or 40 minutes to go to sleep. Always has. So, as far as my 2 brothers were concerned, we used to share the same room. I would go to bed an hour or an hour and a half earlier than the other 2 to try and get to sleep before they came up the room. And I'd be up there half an hour and I'd still be awake. And I'd be thinking, gosh, I've only got an hour. Oh, shit, it's 42 minutes. Oh, 18. Oh, my goodness Christ, 7. Oh, shit, they're on the stairs. There's another night gone. And they'd arrive in, and gone. Now, the 2 of them, they didn't snore the same. This is the extraordinary thing, they didn't snore. Brother Peter had a snore like, because old people are individual and snore. He had a... listen to that. Jesus, all night. And I'd shove him at the time, and he'd go. And I mean, you start to play games with it. I used to cut out bits of paper and lick them and stick them to his lips. And he'd go, and they'd all go, oh. And then he'd go. I used to get bath bubbles and rub it all around his mouth, hoping that a great balloon would come out one day, and he'd disappear out the window. Would have been lovely. John, my other brother, had what I would call a long single snore. He would start. Then it would stop. And you'd expect a gush of air to come out. Nothing! Not a sound! Within 2 seconds, he'd start again. I think he had a leak in his arse. I don't know what it was. Taking it in, and the arms going out. It's not only people that cause stress, but there are places that cause stress, things that cause stress. The bathroom, I suppose, is perhaps one of the most stressful places. Toothpaste tubes. Have you ever come across toothpaste tubes? People don't put the top on, and it congeals, and it just sits there, and you're the one that gets it, and you're going, oh, Christ. And suddenly and the mirror, there's got to be a large on it. The soap. You've seen a soap in a pool of water. How about that for stressfulness in the house? Looks like a decomposing scallop. Or the stinking flannel, which goes very beautifully with the damp, soggy towel which is thrown in the corner. Have you ever sat on the loo reading the paper? And the blind suddenly goes... One of the things I love to do, I love to bath. I mean, I actually do love to bathe. I love to languish is the word. I really do. I just love to sit in a bath. I listen to music, and I kind of peruse, I think. I think about material, I think about gags, I think about life in general, and it's wonderful. And I never get out of a bath. I don't actually want to leap out of a bath when I'm finished. I like to kind of let it hang on. What I do, I get the plug with my toes, and I pull it out with my toes. And then as the water recedes, I slightly like to go down with it. Just to see how long I can stay there without... The worst thing in the world is to pull the plug and nothing happens. It's like a kind of stagnant pool with me in it. The water doesn't go anywhere. And I have to go to the plug hole. And you go... Oh, Jesus Christ. A wadge of hair. Have you come across that? And it's never yours. It's always everybody else's. And it comes out like the monster from the deep. You go, and you always try to flick it into the lavatory. You always, and you miss. It hits the wall. What is it? I mean, why can't the young, in a sense, why can't the young people in the world, why can't they clean the bath when they finish it? They can't even pick up a hint. I said to my son a couple of years ago, I said, you know, we have one of the oldest baths in the world. He said, really? How do you know, Daddy? I said, I count the rings. And I cleaned the bath. I cleaned the bath. I mean, I didn't when I was young, but I do now. And I've tried to teach my own children that, and in this situation, the prehistoric man, through the energy, would have enough strength to pick up a boulder, which in normal circumstances he couldn't even budge, pick up the boulder and brain this big, long-toothed pussycat. Either that, or have enough strength to outrun the beast, or even leap up 10 feet into a tree, where the other saber-toothed tiger is waiting. But by just thinking, why me? What does he want? What have I done? And if he calls you by your surname, you're really in stress. And what is actually happening now, your heart starts to beat, your pressure goes up, your blood pressure goes up, there's blood zooming through your heart, more oxygen through to the brain, your whole body is filling up with adrenaline. Pure energy, whipping around. Doing all this, you see, they get rid of their energy. In our society, what's actually happening, we don't know how to get rid of the energy. You're sitting in your office, and your boss comes in. And he's very demeanor, he's very style, whatever it might be. He will put you in stress, slight stress. He'll just look at you and go, you. And immediately, you become stressful inside. You don't. All that energy just keeps on churning and churning around and around and around. Turns to sugar and fat, which causes extraordinary damage to the system. And we don't, even continuing that stress, you sit there, you take all these recriminations from the boss, whatever it might be, and then you start to recriminate against yourself. You start to accuse yourself of being a weakling. What? Your legs are beginning to get tight. Muscles tighten up. You're beginning to sweat. This adrenaline is just pumping, pumping, and pumping, around and round and round. And what you should do is run away or pick up a chair and brain the basket.